everyone, this is Rebecca from ChemKnits, and I'm here today with a super fun dyeing project. As you can see, I have the whole, well not the whole, but a big arsenal of these Wilton Color Mist Sprays at my disposal. And what am I gonna dye? Today, for the first time ever, I am gonna dye a commercially knit sock blank. I bought the sock blank from Knit Picks. It is the Stroll fingering weight yarn that is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon that I've used in many other videos. It's just knit up into this flat piece of fabric so that when I dye it, I can create any kind of like asymmetric gradient or wild pattern that I want. What's special about these sock blanks is that this is actually made out of 2 50-gram skeins of yarn, so that the yarns that we'll get from this blank will be, you'll get 2 identical yarns. So no matter how crazy I get with the dyeing, you will be able to see, still make an identical pair of socks or mittens or something out of it. So I am really excited to dye this yarn. The sponsor of today's episode of Dyepot Weekly wished to remain anonymous. Thank you so much for supporting this project, and I'm really excited to dye your yarn. I pre-soaked the 100-gram sock blank overnight in some tap water with 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. I put the sock blank through my salad spinner to remove as much of the water as I could. And then I kind of blocked it on my counter so it could fit over the length of the counter to give me access to as much of the surface area at one time. You can see the counter through the stitches, which means that we should access a lot of the fiber with these dyes, but potentially we could still have some white on the back side, which would be pretty cool. I haven't quite decided on the design I'm going to do. I know I want something asymmetric, and that I want to use a lot of these colors, and that I want to invoke some kind of rainbow feel. I think I might do something kind of along a diagonal with some wavy colors. Today's sponsor's least favorite color is green unless it's in a rainbow, and well, I love doing rainbows, and so I think I'm actually going to start with the green so that way I can keep it maybe a little minimal in here. And since it would be about, equidistant in the middle of my rainbow. All right, let's go. I'm shaking up my can. Haha! I can already tell that this is going to be kind of fun. Okay. Ooh, I know. Okay, I have a plan. See, I just took one spray and now I have an idea of what I want to do. Oh, funny. Okay, so I bought these at the same time, but the spray nozzles are different. So that's a bit intriguing. Okay, so now yellow, green, yellow. See where this is going? Orange. Yellow. Orange. Red. I'm gonna shake the red up enough. Kind of go over that again. Red. Now I need another orange. Haha! This is something that would be really hard to do without these sprays. Red. There we go. Oh, you know what? I think I'm holding this a little too horizontal. There we go. And I might fill in the colors a bit more, but I just wanted to start off. Now, all of these were new, but I'm using the same black and purple that I used last time. Interesting. There we go. Cool. Some black. And a bit more. Okay, this is really, really fun. Some of the places, because of these like swoops, some of the places will have like longer patches of color, some will be shorter. All right, so now coming this way, need some blue. Shake it up really well. Whoa, that is blue. And now we need another green. Blue. Let's see, my shapes are kind of changing. Okay, yeah. I'm like checking to see if I'm doing this right. Okay. And now purple. Whoa. Yeah, so I'm now finding like if you do a lighter touch, oops, I don't want black, I want blue again. You can get a lighter touch or a heavier touch. Purple. And I'll do a black. It's funny, the black is giving me, maybe because like there's a lot of liquid in here. I'm not sure why it's not coming out as easily as the other colors. Maybe it's a little clogged. I mean, I can hear the alcohol coming out. Black and purple. All right. This is really, really fun. All right, now I do think, okay, so since the black isn't coming out very strong, I think I'm gonna give, there's a lot of white, I'm gonna give this kind of like a bit of a speckling here. Because otherwise the black didn't really seem to go. Of course now that I'm doing this, it's coming out a bit more. But, oh, this is cool. Ooh, we got some really cool like specks going on. All right. Kind of going over, I think I want to go over the red a bit more as well. What is making it so? There we go. So these are clearly not meant for doing what I am doing with them. But interesting. I mean, I didn't pay much attention to. So all the different, I didn't pay as much attention to the different nozzle types. Pretty happy with how deep the purple came out. All right. This was pretty fun, and I think, well, let's see. I might have actually stayed pretty well on the, okay, there's a little black over there, but I might have actually stayed on my work surface pretty well today. Yeah. Okay, I'm now gonna wipe up the edges. Now here is where this technique is gonna start getting really, really cool. I am going to fold over. Oh. You can already kind of see. Pull over this plastic wrap a little bit before I start rolling up the sock blank to microwave it. So check it out. There's so much less color on the back. This is awesome. Trying not to squeeze it. But I think that this is gonna give us a really, really cool effect when we unwind the blank. I am now going to place the blank in a microwave safe bowl and microwave this on high in 2-minute increments for a total of 4 minutes. 4 minutes was totally sufficient to get this really, really hot. But look, you can see some like blue specks coming out from where the black is breaking a little bit. It looks like in some of the areas where I did the spray of color, it's coming through on the back as well. But yeah, I'm curious to see how much color it looks like there's on one side of the blank versus the other. I'm now going to let this cool completely before we wash the fiber. Let's unwrap our blank. Ooh, this is fun. Look at how much less color there is on the back than there is on the front. I think that this could look really cool as we as it's knit up and as we unravel it. Alright. Oh, funny. You can see, I think there'll be some cool black specks on here. This is fun. Alright, now's the moment of truth. And we'll see how much dye will leak out. And guess what? All of the dye seems to be in the yarn. So let's just look at the back of some of this area as well. And you can see the things are way more vibrant on the front side. So I am going to wash this with some, I'm going to use a little bit of dish soap to wash the yarn. And I am going to rinse it, and the water's already clear, but I'll rinse all the soap out and then use a salad spinner to remove the water and hang it up to dry. And once it's dry, I will come and show you what the blank looks like before I unravel it and wind it into 2 identical skeins. I think you could wind it wet, but I think that it might be nice to see what the blank itself looks like dry. So that's why I'm going to do it this way. You could definitely unwind the blank while wet. And I've done that sometimes when I do cake dyeing. I unwind it because it won't dry if it's left in the cake. However, I think it's a little better for the fibers to not manipulate them as much while they are wet. So I'm going to let it dry completely, show you what the blank looks like, and then wind it into 2 identical 50-gram skeins of yarn. Woohoo! Here is the finished dyed sock blank. I still need to unravel it for our sponsor, but it's really cool with these black specks going through and our rainbow of colors. And then if we flip it over, you can see that the colors on the back are way more muted because we use this color spray, which I'm hoping will mean that we get these sort of white. That means that these rainbow colors are going to be kind of flecked with white as we unravel it, which I think will be a really, really cool effect. I wanted to zoom in a little bit so you could see some of these specks on our blank. It's really quite lovely. And now you can see that along this raw edge, to start unraveling it, we'll just need to pull. You can already see as I just pulled that little bit that there's some modeling in the strands, and that's so cool. I will come back as I am winding this into 2 separate skeins on the Nitty Knotty to show you a little bit about the progress and how our cool rainbow gradient is looking. I am unraveling the sock blank and just wanted to show you how speckled the yarn is. I am so excited. I'm winding it onto a 2-yard Nitty Knotty, so we have 4-yard skeins. And you can also see here how kinked the yarn is when it's coming off. And so this is why I plan to wet the yarn again so it can relax once I have wound it onto the Nitty Knotty. Winding the yarn onto the Nitty Knotty has actually been a lot easier than I thought. The sock blank is super easy to unravel, and even when the strands get twisted around one another, I've had no issues separating them onto the Nitty Knotty thus far. This yarn is stunning. Let me bring it down so you can see closer. We've got a gradient of rainbow speckles. This is amazing. I am beyond excited with how this came out. When you're using any kind of knit blank or sock blank, I often will see some, little tonal variation or something where the stitches were. But this is just so extreme because we use the food coloring sprays. If we had just been hand painting, the dye would have penetrated through the fabric much further, and we would have had more, we still might have had some short color changes, but we wouldn't see all of these white specks in quite the same way. So now I am going to go wet the yarn, let it dry, and then come back with some final thoughts. These yarns are absolutely gorgeous, and the transition from the red all the way to the purple speckles will be broken up as the colors kind of mix together, and it's going to turn into a stunning pair of socks or mittens or whatever the sponsor of this video decides to create. I know that it's really hard for me to part with these yarns because I am just so excited with how they came out, and I know that this is a technique that I am going to want to explore more in the future. Today's sponsor wanted to remain anonymous and asked that I instead give mention to the victims of recent earthquakes, hurricanes, and fires. My heart goes out to everyone affected and who knows someone who's affected by these natural disasters, and I hope that we can come together as a community to help them rebuild. Thank you, Anonymous, for sponsoring this video and for reminding us especially in this time with the holidays coming around, that we should look outside of ourselves and see what we can do to help our neighbors and communities. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and thank you so much for watching this sock blank dyeing video. And I'm happy to say that this episode of Dyepot Weekly is gonna kick off a week of sock blank dyeing. So stay tuned for more episodes of different techniques on how to dye sock blanks. Make sure you subscribe to the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel so you don't miss a video. Thanks for watching. Bye.